Try out, kid. Merry Christmas.
Wait, jingle bells all the way. Hey, all your heels gonna make that shake. Shake. Got about 3 hoes on my sled. I'm tryna tee up Christmas Day. Won't you, jingle bells all the way. Hey, got them bells all on the shake. Hey, got about 3 hoes all the way. Hey, got about 3 hoes in my sled. Hey. Legs up, the Hello Kitty, hell yeah, I'm in the pro, oh yeah, it's coming season, hell yeah, I'm just got a man, yeah, tell him get spread up, I'm in the spirit, yeah, whose is it, say it now, I don't play, legs up, see my face, hell yeah, have a seat, yeah, make a play,
great morning everybody,
still awake, spread up, tell me yeah,
5:21 on the West Coast,
jingle bells all the way, all the way.
Nah, man, this is jam right here.
It's
Been a long time now. Let's go ahead and get right into it. I got to get right into it because we got to get going. So, for success, attitude is equivalent to gaining great ground. When it comes to for success, the attitude is equivalent toward reaching great heights. So I want to definitely share something with you guys. Something that's so powerful, something so genuine. For those people that are on Live Me, those people that are on Instagram, YouTube, I got to share it just like this because it's very obvious that there's something going on in the lives of so many people around us today. And I want to say thank you so much to everybody that's been watching, everybody that's been listening, everybody that's been sharing these feeds out, this morning segment, each and every single morning, like every single Monday morning nonstop. I'm glad and absolutely happy, blessed, and honored to share these words with you, that these experiences, these lessons might help you or help somebody around you. So hear me out, because today's strong affirmation is commit to love. Commit to love. And I'm going to show you some genuine information to change and transform your situation. Here it is right here. It says in the great book of Peter, this is the apostle. Check this out. The apostle saying right here, he says in this one particular verse, it says, finally be ye of one mind, having compassion for another, love as brethren. Be pitiful, be courteous. Be pitiful, be courteous. Hold on, I'm not done, because this other part goes second hand in nature with just that. So hold up, for everybody that's on these streams, hear me out. It says this in the first book in Peter. It says this specifically in verse 22. It says, see ye have purified your soul in obeying the truth through the Spirit and unforged love for thy brother. Today's title is specifically committing to love. And what I am expressing to you and you is that the commitment is to commit to love. There's a great affirmation, a great testimony right here. It says this, and I love this particular one because it stands out among higher than any other book I've ever found in this beautiful world. And it says this right here. He says, and this is what really blew my mind when I found it. When I found this particular verse, it blew my mind. And so for the young man, Manny Lopez, when you ask me what is my favorite quote in this specific book, I got to say that verse 39, well, I'm going to back up. I'm going to say it like this. In the book of Matthew, in chapter 22, it says in verse 37, it says, Jesus said unto him, thou shalt love the Lord thy God with all thy heart, with all thy soul, and with all thy mind. Hold up. But it says in verse 38, it says, this is the first and greatest commandment. This is the first and great commandment. And the second is like unto, thou shalt love thy neighbor as thyself. One of the great things as we start to wind down this month, as today is presidency, the President's Day. And for those that don't know, a quick historical fact, the only reason why we celebrate this particular day in 1971 is because they wanted to see the market start climbing up. They wanted sales in America to rise. But the reality is there was a joining of Congress that said, hey, we need to celebrate the birthdays of February 22nd of George Washington and of course Abraham Lincoln. But I'm gonna put it to you like this. It comes down to this specific thing. It says, and the second is like unto it, thou shalt love thy neighbor as thyself. I don't know about you. I don't know about you, but I do know about me. In 2012, when I started understanding this particular verse, when I started to open up the book and started to really open up my mind and to really attend and attain and retain information, I wanted to share it with other people. As we look back on this specific day, we look back today, a day of remembrance, a day of great leaders, great individuals who had so much compassion, so much love for the American people. George Washington, Abraham Lincoln, and if I remember correctly, it was Martin Luther King who said the most persistent and urgent question ever asked is, what have you done for others? Again, the second is like unto it. It says, thou shalt love thy neighbor as thyself. When I say commit to love is to commit yourself over and over and over again. Discipline yourself. Discipline yourself. Because anybody knows it's not what happens to you, but what you make of what happens to you in life. It's not what happens to you, but what you make of what happens to you in life. How well will you be accepted of yourself, your self-worth? How well will you tap into the information that can transform your situation and take you out of the monotony, take you out of the desultory, take you out and be robbed from the hobgoblin? How long will it take, and will you commit? Everybody knows it's easy to make a New Year's resolution, but it's harder to commit to keeping the New Year's resolution. It's harder to keep a vow, but when you commit to the vow, oh man, the results are awesome. The results are awesome. Many people have asked Coach Sagasta, how do you wake up with so much energy? Look, I'm committed. I'm committed to waking up at 3 a.m. I'm committed to reading 100 books in a year. I'm committed. There's no excuse in my heart. There's no excuse in my mind. If I don't know something, I go and search it. You get what I'm saying? Like, I have self-worth. I have self-love because I'm committed. And I share with every single person I ever come in contact with. I'm not saying this to impress you, but to press upon you that you too have the same power. You too have the same ability. You too have the same opportunity as many other people. When I look at that man that wants to send 4,470 satellites into space, that way the whole world can have free internet, free Wi-Fi. Elon Musk has a dream, has a desire. When I look at other individuals, they all have a desire. They all have some type of internal motivation to do something in life. But I see more people. Begging and begging and begging. So many people in life today that are struggling. So many people in life today that are living with the desultory, that are living with this monotonous look on life. How do you get out of that? Discipline. How do you get out of that? Commit. How do you get out of that? Love yourself. Believe in yourself. How do you get out of that? Change your surrounding. How do you get out of that? Open up some books. Open up some information. Apply the information. How do you get out of that? The reality is real, like straight up. I could not express this enough to each and every single one of you. That you live in a time where you live in a time today where we are connected. We are connected. You live in a time today where I can literally touch somebody and speak to somebody on the other side of the earth. No excuse. There's no excuse. Like literally, I'm getting messages and friend requests from people in diverse places. Don't tell me that you can't change your life, that you can't change this depression, that you can't change my position in life. Come on, man. Like you have an opportunity. You live in a generation of connecting. As I said, Elon Musk wants to send 4,470 satellites into orbit all at one time. It's going to cost over $10 billion. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like connecting. You're committed. You want to change, you got to change. If you really want to change, straight up. What's the old thing? If you really want to change your life, Dr. Norman Vincent once said this. Dr. Vincent Norman Peale once said, to change your thoughts is to change your world. And I remember a great emperor, a great leader, Marcus Aurelius once said, you must change your thoughts if you want to change the world. It starts with your thoughts. You are what you eat. You are what you read. You are what you act. It's not what happened to you in life, but what you make of what happened to you in life. I didn't like being, you know what I mean? I didn't like being in those special classes. I did not like waking up stuttering. I didn't like having a massive lisp growing up. I didn't like being bullied when I was a kid. I didn't like being homeless. I didn't like being taken from my mother and placed in an orphanage and from foster care to foster care. I didn't like it. But the reality, it's not what happened to me, but what happens with what happened. What happens? It's not what happens to you, but what you make of what has happened to you in life. Are you changing your thoughts? Are you committed? Every single day, are you committed? Are you waking up? Because everybody makes a resolution. Everybody makes a decree. Everybody makes some kind of mission statement. But do you commit to it? That's the reality. Do you commit to it? I had to start today's show early because I got many things to do today. Even though it is a day off from school, I still got many things that I could be doing. So I wanted to share this message with you guys. I hope that you took just one thing away. I hope that you took one thing away, because I promise you, the more that you apply information to transform your situation in life, I guarantee you, you'll start to see change. You will start to see a new you. As I spoke last night in church, one of the things that really gravitated to me as I spoke up, I said, one of the testimonies for me is what the great God of heaven and earth, what the great master of this universe, what the great magnificent God of heaven and earth has done for me, is giving me genuine freedom. No more oppression. You know, it's too easy to be oppressed by the oppressor. But to literally transform the monotony, to transform the inner man, to be something, to do something. Remember what I said. It's not what happens to you, but what you make of what has happened to you. I believe today we are built by our struggles. And until you come to face with that, my friend, you will live in a state of oppression. I said we are built by our struggles, and until you come to face with that, you will be oppressed by the oppressor all day long. Listen, Dr. Norman Vincent Peale said this, and I'm going to say this one more time. Change your thoughts, and you will change the world. Change your thoughts. I got to go. Many blessings to you guys. Have a great and fabulous day. As always, make every single day a masterpiece. You already know.